Well, thanks for taking the time to speak to Georgia Asian Times about your exciting new venture. So, Michael, can you briefly describe the concept of your new coffee shop? Yeah.
Yeah, well, so the concept came about. My partner Eric and I were looking for a business to do together, and downtown Duluth was such a hot spot. As you know, it's really diverse and such a good community. We wanted to find something. Eric's the owner of Alchemist over in Johns Creek, and that was our favorite coffee shop for many, many years. Like, we're huge fans, so we thought, what about bringing this concept over to Duluth? So we thought about the city first, and then when this space underneath Maple Street Biscuits became available, we looked into it, found out that it was available, found out the history of the location as well as the location. And the reason why it's called Alchemist on the Divide is because it's on the Eastern Continental Divide. So all this coming together, we just thought it was a really cool idea and a great location for a business like this, and gives us the best chance to be successful, but also serve the community.
Eric, I understand this is your second venture of coffee shop. What inspired you to start this coffee business in the first place?
I got inspired by the coffee business because in the world there's so many way of helping others, and I used to help them building church and then build orphanages for the other countries. How the way that I helped them was sending them structural materials, metals, and building materials and things like that. But the way that got shifted later was I met some good people. They were going out, instead of just sending the materials to help them, they are basically going out there and creating a farm for those people. And there were a lot of places they were harvesting coffee. So I was very inspired by those people. So I decided to, hey, why don't I name as an Alchemist Trading Co. instead of an Alchemist coffee shop, to, hey, let's make sure to select those coffee beans that are harvested in a good deeds, so we can bring those in, and once we get a little popular, I can help those roasters and farms who are getting those good coffees. So that's how I started this
Okay,
journey.
that's great. And this is your second location. Where was your first location when you first started in Metro Atlanta?
Oh, our first location is Johns Creek, Georgia.
Okay.
7 minutes away from here.
So, what do you think of this space here? It's kind of unique when you first walk in to this empty space. Describe it.
So one thing that I want to make sure to implement is that this is a very historical place, and there used to be a railroad, police station, jail, and all you name it. There's so many stories behind this space right here, but I wanted to make sure to maintain the vibe the name Duluth is giving you, which feels very heavy, at the same time very historical and very strong. So I want to make sure to implement metal to describe that energy that has behind the word Duluth. At the same time, I want it to be a community coffee shop. So when people think about city of Duluth, I want also them to know the history of Duluth while as they walk into the shop, and also understanding what was behind the space, so the older, like previous generations, can tell their sons and kids or daughters, whatnot, what's been here, what we did here, what used to be here, all that stories together while they're enjoying the coffee shop.
I sampled some of your coffee. It's excellent. And where do you get your beans from? From which part of the world?
Oh, we're getting beans from all over the world. Right in Ethiopia is Ethiopian beans. Is what you just had. Of course, everything is Arabica beans. We don't have any robust. We kind of focus more on the specialty, more flavorful lattes and drinks and espresso. That's why we also name it the espresso bar, because we would like to eventually have more options flavors for them to try in the different espresso beans getting made shot with the espresso machine. So I just want people to know espresso itself can also make different flavors rather than typical flavors that you are imagining. So that's what I wanted to do, and yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we're getting beans from Ethiopia, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, Panama, rarely on the specialty pour-overs, but things like that.
So you are also the roaster, so to speak.
I'm not a roaster.
No.
No,
Oh.
I am not a roaster, but I'm an importer and taster.
Taster. Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay. So what are the hours of operations for your coffee shop here?
Oh, at the moment it's 9 to 3:30.
Okay.
But we will be once we grand open, it's gonna change to 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Oh, okay. So 7 days a week?
7 days a week. Only holiday will be Christmas and New Year.
Oh, okay. That's good. So
Yes.
you're truly a community coffee shop. Yeah.
I mean, again, that's the thing. We definitely want to be accessible and available, and it's something that, I mean, personally, like that's what I wanted. You know, it's always difficult to go out and find a good cup of coffee over the holidays. And one of the things that Duluth is so great at is the restaurants, the breweries, the concepts here. But the one thing that was missing was something kind of like for later night. And so after coming down here with our family, we get a nice dinner. You know, I felt like there was a spot missing to get a good espresso, maybe a nice dessert. And also one that was a little bit family friendly. So as you know, I've got 2 young kids. So a brewery is not necessarily the best place to take 2 young kids, even though I love the breweries here and I enjoy a good pint when I can get one. So that's kind of what also led me to kind of want to work with Eric, want to partner together, because I felt that space was necessary. And you know, we just felt like it was something we could really add to the community.
So down the road, are you planning to add some bakery or pastries or anything here? Yeah.
Not pastries per se. We're definitely not in the baking business. That's another artisanal craft, and I have so much respect for people who can bake.
Yeah.
We will have some desserts, but our desserts are all made off premises, and we're bringing them in. So that'll be offered pretty soon. I think we should be getting a shipment in fairly soon. So desserts and coffee, but not baking ourselves.
Okay, that's good. So Eric, anything else to add before we close the interview?
When it comes to tasting wise, the way that the Alchemist is different than the other coffee shop, the way they were making, the process that we're brewing, and then the way that we create our syrups, we never take any shortcuts.
Okay.
And then because of that, people are able to just feel how genuine, authentic the flavor is per ingredient. The name Alchemist came from those medieval times when they would try to make gold. But the reason that we're alchemists is because it's not about drinks, it's not about ingredients, it's about people are getting harmonized, and the time that we're creating is become golden. Is what I was looking for. So I want for this shop, the reason that everything's blacked out except for the people and drinks are highlighted, because I just solely want them to focus on the time they're sharing in this space.
Okay.
Is my intention of developing this shop.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for both of you for taking the time to speak to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.